What's up, YouTube? You know what time it is. It's Mighty Fan time. And it's another week, which means it's another week of my weekly installment here on YouTube. I go through all my throwback MLB jersey collection, one team at a time, 1 week at a time. And this week, since it is Shark Week on Discovery Channel, I figured I would go with an area in the country that has a lot of sea life in it, and that's the Pacific Northwest, and the city, of course, being Seattle, and a lot of great things came from Seattle: grunge music, and the Supersonics, and now, of course, they're the Oklahoma City Thunder, but the Supersonics, and the Seahawks, and of course, the Seattle Mariners. And in honor of King Felix's perfect game yesterday, I figured, hey, what better week? It's Shark Week. What better week to represent the Pacific Northwest and the Seattle Mariners than this week? So let's get right to it. I got a couple jerseys, and I got the swag factor with the hat as well. And after that, I do want to do another thing with this video, and I'll get into that a little bit. But first, let's get right to the Mariners. And I got a couple Mitchell Ness Seattle Mariner jerseys in the collection. And this one, you've seen this one a few other times, and other jersey heads have this one, but it's, of course, the Willie Horton Seattle Mariners Mitchell Ness jersey, older run jersey. This is from the 1979 season. You see the jock tag right there. Beautiful jersey. Love the colors. It's a head turner. I haven't worn this too much, but anytime I do, I definitely get compliments for it. The Seattle's double stitched. The 53 is double stitched. It's got that nice trim, and of course, it's my favorite style baseball jersey, the pullovers from that era. It's got the Horton on the nameplate, single stitched, and the 53 is double stitched on the back. And of course, it's got the old Seattle Mariners logo right there on the sleeve, big and bold right there. Real nice jersey. Definitely would recommend it. Anyone who sees this on eBay or anywhere in their travels, it's definitely a very nice jersey. Love the colors of it, and it's definitely a head turner. The second jersey here in the collection. Now, this one was a Grail jersey of mine a while back, and I was able to win it on eBay, many years ago. And this is the home white Seattle Mariners number 36. It's Gaylord Perry. This is from the 1982 season. You see the jock tag, and again, it's the pullover style. Love the trim on this jersey, those stripes that go down the shoulders and arm sleeves. Really nice, that yellow and blue. And of course, that colorway goes on the font for the Mariners and the 36. And that's actually that's double stitched, everything here. And of course, it has the upside down the trident for the M, their old logo there. It's got the Perry on a nameplate, single stitched, and the 36 is double stitched. Very nice jersey. And the interesting thing about this jersey is that, of course, it was a Grail mine, and Grails, of course, are jerseys that are hard to get. And this took, a few years for me to get. I finally got it, and then, of course, after I get it on eBay, I see it like all the time now. Not all the time, but you know what I mean. Enough that it's like, hey, This at one point was a pretty hard jersey to come by, and then, of course, after I get it, it starts popping up a lot. But it's all right. I have it in the fold, and that's really all that matters to me. So, but yeah, Gaylord Perry 1982 Mariners jersey. And finally, this is a jersey that I've had for quite a few years now. But one of my favorite players growing up was one of the all-time great Mariners, a kid, Ken Griffin Jr. And I have his jersey. I have his road gray Seattle Mariners jersey. It's got the Mariners logo on the sleeve. It's got the Griffey on the nameplate, like double stitched on the back, and the 24. Real nice jersey. It's the road gray, and we all know I love road gray jerseys. So I picked this up many years ago, and yeah, real happy with it. I have the hat for it somewhere. I haven't found it. I have a snapback Mariners hat to go with this, but it's somewhere. I do want to get the teal jersey, though, the one they wear as an alternate, because I really liked that jersey back in the day. I know a few of the jersey heads have the 1994, I believe, Ken Griffey Jr. teal Mariners jersey, and I'm thinking I might get that in a King Felix. I might get a Felix Hernandez teal Mariners jersey if I ever can someday. That's one of my goals for the future. But but anyhow, of course, the swag factor. I got this Mitchell and Ness fitted Mariners hat, and of course it goes with the Perry and the Horton more so than the Griffey, but it's still, you know, the old school Mariners logo for the front. You see the Mitchell and Ness tag on the back. This is an old hat. I mean, I got this many years ago at the store. It was like in a $5 bin or whatever, and I picked it up. That's back when they used to make baseball hats. They don't make them anymore, but they used to make them back in the day. And speaking of hats, that's what brings me to my next topic for this video. And I got the idea for doing this because I spoke with Murph about a week or two back on Skype, and we were talking about hats and what the difference was between the older run Cooperstown collection hats compared to the newer ones that you see today. There's a couple differences and a couple of things that I pointed out to him that I thought would be kind of cool to make it put in a video too. And let's get right into that. Well, like I said, this is the Mitchell and Ness version, and you know, it's a, you know, it doesn't have any logos or anything around the sides of it. And if you look on the inside, it has that green underbrim, and it has the white trim around it, and it is an older hat. But this is the Mitchell and Ness brand. This is what they did some years ago. And I have a wool Brooklyn Dodgers hat that I showed many videos ago when I did the Dodgers video. So refer back to that video if you want to see that one. But that's a wool hat. But the older run Cooperstown hats, there was a couple companies that did. The New Era did them, and American Needle. And for American Needle, I have that right here. If I can pry it away from this shark, but I just got it, you know. It's okay. Release. Back. So, thank you. So I gotta be careful. They're everywhere. It is Shark Week, like I said. But anyhow, this is the this is the American Needle Cooperstown hat. You see by the back, and you can always tell that they're the American Needle ones because they're a little more floppy than the New Era hats. I mean, they're a little more form-fitting, if that makes any sense. And the brim is always pre-bent. It's already pre-formed kind of on these hats, and they do fit pretty nice. In fact, I really like the way that the old American Needle Cooperstown hats fit because they all have that kind of, you know, feel to them, real nice and loose, kind of loose a little bit, just a nice feel to them. Now they are size-wise like it is for New Era. Like this one's a 7 1/4, and they go up in sizes just like the New Era on-field fitteds do. And you know, it's a sharp hat. I like it. I mean, the detail is pretty good. It's close to, you know, what the teams wore back then, and I like it. I like the bent brim. I think it's pretty good. It's a nice fit. So I'll give it back to him before he gets angry. So there you go. But anyhow, I do have a few of the others, and just to show you a difference. Just in how they look and how they kind of feel. Here we have two Pirates Cooperstown collection hats. This one's the old American Needle one. This is one of the brand new, and brand new by like a year or so, New Era hats. And they're both quality hats. I mean, I like them. Everyone collects the way they do. I like them. I think they're pretty cool. But hey, my best advice is try them on, see what you think, you know. But this is, of course, like I said, this is the American Needle one. You can tell by the inside. It's got the, again, like it was for the Giants hat. It's got the year and everything like that. This one is from the circa 1970. So that's the other thing that American Needle did. They kind of put the dates in there of the era of the hat, or about the era, something like that, so you can kind of see when this hat was worn. You know, the date range that it was worn in. They said 1977, but they did wear this style for some other years too. But this, of course, being the Pillbox Pirates hat. And this one, the yellow version of the Pillbox, this is the New Era Cooperstown collection hat. And it has the World Series logo on the side. But the difference now, these are two different sizes too, but the difference, if you take a look on the inside, again, there's that white going around it, on the inside, and it does have the dark kind of the darker underbrim. The newer one now has a lighter underbrim, but also has the black band going around the inside. It's a little different. It's a little more, not as floppy. Like if you can see the difference, like this one I'm moving. This one doesn't really move as much, so you can tell now. Feel wise, this is a tad smaller than I normally wear, but I really wanted the hat. But feel wise, it's pretty good. This one fits pretty good. But like I could wear a size 7 in this. I couldn't wear a size 7 in the new one. They're a little tighter, and they have a little different fit to them. I mean, if you can see the difference with the brim, it's a little more straight, just little things like that. But it also has that feel of like the on-field fitted hats that you see today, like you would go to any store and buy one for your favorite team. It's kind of that similar kind of feel to it, although it doesn't have the black underbrim. And the other way you can tell the difference between some of the newer Cooperstown hats compared to some of the older ones. Now with this Pirates hat, they didn't do this. I guess they made this series a little different than they make the other series for the World Series. Series maybe a little different than they make some of the others, because this is like the typical one you would see in the store today. This is for the Expos, and you'll notice it has the New Era flag on the side, their brand of course on the side, and it's also got the MLB logo on the back. Now you'll notice for the American Needle, there is nothing on the hat besides the logo on the front. Nothing on the side, nothing on the back. And the older run Cooperstown Collection hats were like that too. Obviously, Mitchell and Ness did it that way, kind of make it look a little more official. But nowadays, what they do is, of course, it's all about branding. So they have their brand on the side, and they have the MLB logo on the back. And this is how you'll typically find it for any of the newer Cooperstown Collection New Era hats. If you go to your local Lids or any other, Hat World or any other store that sells hats, and you see these, you'll normally see them like this anymore. And that's just something different. That's just how they did it on the inside. See, there's no green underbrim, and it has the black band going on the inside. And you can see there's the tagging on the inside. But that's one of the big differences that I see, and of course the fit-wise too. Again, it's a little more, everyone wears hats different. Everyone wears hats the way they want. But you can definitely tell the difference between the newer run hats and the older ones, just in the way they fit. And my advice to anybody, and everybody collects the way they want, everybody does what they want, and that's fine. But my advice to everyone, if you're going to get a hat, unless you absolutely positively can't find it, get it in the store. Because it's always better to go there and to try stuff on, even if you think it's your size. Even if, like for me, I'm a 7 1/4, a 7 1/8, I can do either one. Even if it's still good to try them on, because you never know. Sometimes things get mislabeled. Sometimes it's all about the feel. Sometimes you just look, you put it on, and it just doesn't feel right. So maybe you have to go to a different size. But I always preach, getting stuff in store. Hats, particularly hats. Most of the hats that I get online are the snapbacks. I don't have to worry about size or how they're going to fit, because they all pretty much fit the same, particularly the new ones, But for the fitted hats, I usually just buy them in store. If there's something that I absolutely positively want to get, and I know that Lids can get it in, I haven't done this yet, but you can ask them and they can get it. They can get it from their online supplier. I mean, their supplier. They can get it. They can get the New Era hats in. Even if there's a certain style that you see on their website, you can go to the store, you can show them it, and they can get it in for you. You'll have to pay in advance, but you'll at least get the hat, and at least then, you can have it. And maybe you can try some stuff on in the store and make sure that size is right for you, and then you can order that size. Or you can even try on similar hats, like for instance the Cooperstown Collection hats. If there's a team that you're looking for, like, I don't know, the Phillies, and you really want that maroon Phillies hat, well, if you go to the store, to Lids, you can have them order it for you, but you can also try on other teams of the same, Cooperstown Collections, just to see the size that fits best, or how you like it the best, and then you can have them order it for you in that size. I always just, I'm a little wary about ordering hats online. That's just me. I know a lot of people do it and they have no problems doing it, and that's fine. Everybody collects the way they want. But for me, I always there's nothing better than just going to the store and trying stuff on, and making the decision right there and then. Now I know that there's a lot of talk also about the vintage hats. I know Hometown Fizz, some of the other collectors out there, they get the vintage hats, and if you can find them, they're really good. I mean, I have quite a few of the new era vintage, on-field hats with the gray underbrim, and I really like them. In fact, I think in some ways they fit a little more comfortable and sometimes even better than the newer on-field fitteds with the black underbrims do. But it's just personal opinion. Everybody has a personal opinion about how they like to wear their hat, about how they like to wear their jersey, about how they like to wear their Shark Week shirt. Whatever it is, everyone's going to have their own opinion, and it's just mine that the older with the gray underbrim always fit a little better. Always had a little more better, comfortable feel on my head than the new ones. They didn't pinch my forehead as well. And I know you say, well, it's about the size, about whatever. To me, the newer ones, they're nice. I have them. I will still get them, but I always just try them on before I get them, even if I have to go up a size, just to make sure it's comfortable on my head, because I'm the one wearing it. So I want to make sure it's comfortable and it feels the best. That's just my personal opinion. But again, this is just a little rundown of what I did with Murph on Skype a few weeks ago, and he asked me to put it on YouTube for the rest of the viewers out there, and so I'm taking him up on it, and here it is right now. So hopefully I didn't bore everyone to death with it, but I just wanted to put it out there. I know there's a lot of people that know a whole lot more about hats than me, and they're, believe me, I'm not the hat expert, although I have plenty of them. But I've noticed a few things over the years with getting them to go with jerseys, and I thought that I'd share that with you, the viewer, and I hope you enjoyed that. So anyhow, that's going to do it for me for the Shark Week edition of the MLB Throwback Team of the Week. Of course, this week, once again, it was the Seattle Mariners. Not yet decided on what team it's going to be next week, but I'll figure it out as I go, as always. But hey, as always, to all my fellow Jersey heads out there, and of course to all my subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button for me. Rate, comment, do what you do. It's always very much appreciated for me, and of course to all my fellow Jersey heads out there, big shouts to all of you too. Keep the game going. Let's keep this thing going. Keep the videos coming, and family and friends, shouts to you too. DeviantArt members, big shouts to you too. Yes. That's going to do it for me for this week. Until next week, this is MightyFan's saying peace, and I will see you in that next video. And just be careful when you swim, because, it's Shark Week. And, he could be there. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not the most high-tech person, otherwise I would have the Jaws theme going right now. But, yeah. I can't make my videos as well as some of you guys do. I know if it was, I know Borscht would probably have the Jaws theme going and sharks coming all over the place, but you guys are more creative than me. But anyhow, YouTube, once again, this is MightyFan saying peace. I'll see you in the next video. Alright, bye.